Hello, welcome back to episode number 20 of our VA Mastery Series. Happy Wednesday to everyone. I cannot believe that we are on episode number 20. You know what that means? I have my trusty calculator right here because I was like, wait a minute. You know what? I give 3 takeaways on every single mastery series. That is 60 takeaways. It's 20 weeks of like training and value and topics. So that's 60 actual takeaways that I have given in the last 20 weeks for you to go and implement into your daily business, your daily lives, whatever. So it just blows my mind. And I absolutely love this. So I'm so glad that you're tuning in. If you're, as you're rolling in here, say hello. How are you doing today? Happy Wednesday. As you all know, I go live every single Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern time right here in the Virtual Assistant Collective group. And if you are joining me live, drop me a hashtag live. If you're catching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. And if you're new here, give me a hashtag new because I would love to connect with each and every one of you, get to know you, collaborate, network, all the great things. All right. So today's topic, we are going to be diving into something crucial. And it's something that could really dramatically just enhance your visibility and your appeal too, right? In the competitive VA market, right? Because we do know it's pretty competitive. There's a lot of VAs out there, right? But there's also a lot of businesses. But developing a strong personal brand is just something that is, it is a crucial topic, okay? And a well-crafted personal brand really it reflects your professional values, but it also attracts your ideal clients. All right. And that's why it's so crucial. And you know what? It also really, it lets your personality just shine right through and it makes you more memorable, right? We want people to remember. And that's kind of what branding is all about, right? So let's take a look today at some ideas on how to create a brand that truly represents you and it really resonates with your target audience. Okay. So as usual, I have 3 strategies for you today. Each strategy has its own takeaway, right? By the end of the episode today, it'll be the 60th takeaway that you're getting from this VA series. All right. That's a lot of takeaways. And by the way, if you're new to this page and you haven't caught some of the prior episodes of the VA Mastery series, they're all right here in the collective in the guides. Okay. I can't remember what guide it is. If one of my either Ann or Raga, if you would just pop in the comments what guide our prior episodes in, all of our replays, okay? Tons of great topics, you guys. As a matter of fact, I think what we'll do is I'll make a list of the topics and I'll pin those in the featured area here in the group. That's a great idea. Okay. Just a great way, if you're struggling with something or, if you need ideas on something, then you can kind of look in the featured area or in our guides, watch it. I try to keep these episodes to about 15 minutes. So it's doable. It's bite size. Nobody's got time for these 1 hour, recordings or whatever or episodes. So we try to keep it nice and neat and just doable, right? Achievable. Yeah. So, all right. So let's get right into it. So first of all, before we do dive in here, I just want to introduce myself for those of you that don't know me. My name is Jodi Marvin. I am a certified business strategist, and I also train naturally organized women to build virtual assistant businesses that they love from the comfort of home. All right, so welcome again. As you're rolling in, tell me where you're rolling in from. I am in Central New York, here in my home office as usual, and we're expecting some thunderstorms, but that's okay. You know what? It's been some crazy weather around here lately. So, all right. So great. Good morning. Good morning to everyone that's rolling in. It's great to have you here. We are also streaming today on YouTube. Okay. All right. Excellent. So our first key strategy number 1, we're going to talk about defining your brand identity. Okay. Now your brand identity really starts with just kind of understanding what you stand for and what you want to be known for. Okay. It all depends on your personality, right? And a way to figure that out, like if you're like, I don't know what I stand for, that's okay, because there's some exercises that you can do. What you want to do is just kind of take a look at your core values and your strengths, right? And just just kind of identify what your core values and strengths are. Like, what do you bring to the table that others don't, right? And, this could be something like, maybe it's your meticulous attention to detail. It could be you're great at problem solving and you're creative in that way. Or maybe it's your commitment to sustainability, right? Just as an example, okay? It all depends on you. It's obviously going to be so unique to you, right? So again, identifying your core values and your strengths. Next up is your visual identity, okay? This is where all the branding stuff comes into play, right? You got your logo, you got your color scheme, maybe some design elements. All of these should really reflect your professionalism. It should also reflect your professional values, right? And of course, it should appeal to your target clients. And knowing who your target clients is another kind of subject, right? But we need to know this, right? But the consistency with all of this here really just helps to, in building that recognition and trust too. So your actionable step for strategy one, and strategy one was defining your brand identity. All right. That was your core values and your strengths and your visual identity. All right. So actionable step number one for today, take some time today, right? Just to grab a piece of paper and a pen and jot down what your core values and your strengths are. Okay. And just kind of start sketching out your ideas for a logo or like a visual theme that really represents these qualities. Okay. And there's some great tools out there. I'm sure that a lot of you know about these, but tools like Canva, or possibly working with a graphic designer, right? There's lots of VA graphic designers out there, and I can probably hook you up with one if you need one. So just let me know. But using tools like Canva or a graphic designer or someone, or a friend who is really good at this stuff, right, can really help to bring your visual identity to life. Okay, so that's really, really important. So that was strategy number one. Strategy number two is crafting your brand voice. Okay, and what do I mean by this? Well, your brand voice it's how you communicate with the world. Okay, and it should be consistent across all platforms. And when I say platforms, what do I mean? Your website, all of your social media, whether you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, wherever that may be, right? But just consistent across all those platforms. So tone and style, right? Whether it's professional, maybe it's friendly, it could be quirky, it could be geeky, whatever. Your tone should match the way you want your clients to perceive you. Okay. And then as far as content creation goes, all right, everything from your website copy to your social media posts really should reflect this brand voice of yours, okay? Once you figure out what that voice is, all right, and it's okay if you don't know what that is right now. There's exercises that you can do. We figure this out as we go as small business owners and as virtual assistants that are, starting their businesses, right? But just remember that this consistency with the tone and style and your content creation, it really just ensures that, your message really resonates clearly with your audience. Okay. And that's kind of like what our goal is. All right. So our actionable step for strategy number two, and strategy number two is crafting your brand voice. Okay. So this is what I want you to do today. Just take a couple minutes, review your current communications. All right. Take a look at your emails, your social media posts, maybe your website content, the copy that's on your website, right? Your sales funnels, all of those things. Do all of these things reflect your desired brand voice? Kind of do like a comparison across the board, right? And if there's not some consistency there, or if it doesn't reflect your brand voice, right? Let's make a plan just to update any of that content that maybe doesn't align with how you want to be perceived. Okay. And we just kind of have to sketch these things out, look at them, right? And maybe do a comparison across the platforms, because what you don't know, you can't fix, right? If you're just posting things up and you're just doing it just to do it, right? Because sometimes we just, feel overwhelmed and we want to get things done just to get them done, right? And I've been there, done that. But it's good to also take a step back and to look at these things, okay? And then make a plan. Just make a plan to update any of that content that just does not align with the way that you want to be seen or heard or perceived, okay? All right, so strategy number three is consistency across all communications. All right. So we talked about consistency across the platforms. Okay. But to truly establish a strong brand, you've heard this word a lot today, consistency, right? Consistency is key. All right. So let's talk about unified messaging. All right. Ensuring that your messaging is really consistent or uniform across all your channels. And we're talking about your website, your social media, your emails, and even how you answer the phone, honestly, right? Just make sure that it's consistent, okay? Across all those channels. There's so many different channels. Sometimes we forget about things like the phone, or even how about text messaging or DMing, right? Sometimes it's hard to read the tone there, or and how you're coming across there. Yeah, for sure. And then let's talk about some brand guidelines, okay? Guidelines, excuse me. So, maybe just consider creating some kind of document, right? And you can call it whatever you want, but it's like a brand guideline document, okay? And what that's going to have in it is it's just going to detail all of your brand's visual and your voice specifications, all right? And maybe like your colors, your fonts, things like that. Canva is another great tool because you can actually set up your brand kit in there. So helpful. Okay. But, doing something like this and creating a brand guideline type document can be really especially helpful if you outsource any of your marketing or your communications. Okay. It's kind of like an SOP document, or you can even use it in your onboarding for if you're bringing in freelancers or you're adding, folks to your team. Because so that they will know that it will help them to get to know you as they are helping you with your marketing. All right. So your actionable step for key strategy number 3, and key strategy number 3 was consistency across all communications. Okay. That is today is to take a couple minutes just to create or refine your brand guidelines. And if you don't have them, it's a great time to create them. A great thing to do, I just throw it in a Google Doc, all right? Because you can share that with your team, okay? So simple, just the simpler, the better. And then you can just build upon it as you go, right? And it's always a live document there. So it's always updated. But inside this Google Doc, just make sure that you're including specifics about your logo usage, your color palette, right? Your typography, which is your fonts, and also the tone of your communications. All right. How do you want to sound? How do you want your team to make you sound, when they're writing content for you? Okay. And this document can really be your go-to resource for just maintaining your brand's consistency. Okay. So there you have it. There you have your 3 strategies for today. Yeah, I hope these are useful. Really, honestly, you guys, when I bring you these episodes and I bring you these actual items, they're not meant to take forever and ever and ever, right? Just take a little bit of time so that you can develop your strong personal brand as a virtual assistant, and you can use this for any business. All right. Okay. So to wrap up, I'm just going to cover what we just kind of went through, the 3 key strategies for developing a strong personal brand as a virtual assistant. Number 1 was defining your brand identity, focusing on your values and your visual representation. Number 2, craft and consistently apply a unique brand voice across all of your communications. And number 3 is to maintain consistency. I'm using consistency a lot today. Maintain consistency in messaging across all platforms with some really clear brand guidelines. All right. Because, implementing all of these strategies, and it won't take long, right? It's just the focus time sitting down and doing it, but it's going to help you stand out, and it's just going to help you attract the clients who you actually love working with, right? Because of what you uniquely offer, because we're all different. Okay. And just remember that your personal brand is a really powerful tool in building your business's success. All right. So there you have it. I hope that was helpful. I hope you're going to take these action items and implement them into your business and your life this week. All right. But before we sign off, I want to let you know that I'm so excited because we have an all new virtual assistant 5-day challenge coming up in a couple of weeks. I haven't held a challenge in a while. It's a totally free challenge. It's 5 days of amazing content. We're going to be talking about discovering your niche, setting up your VA toolkit, building your online presence like we are today, but we're going to dive deeper into that. Mastering your pricing. Oh my gosh, how many people have had, I don't know what to charge, and, to actually match my income goals, right? And also client onboarding, right? Client onboarding is so key to, a smooth client, a new client experience. All right. And then finally launching your VA business. So this is going to be taking place over 5 days. The dates are going to be July 29th through August 1st, a Monday through a Friday. Okay. And I'm telling you, we are just going to be digging deep. There's a workbook, a beautiful workbook where you're going to be able to follow along. There are tons of bonuses. Some of the bonuses include a social media strategy checklist, email marketing guide, a client onboarding checklist, VA services pricing guide, a done for you website. Wow. That's a bonus. Like, it's free. This is included for those who sign up for this 5-day challenge. All right. There's a time management toolkit. There's a tech guide that shows you all the tools that I use every single day in my VA business to help me with automation and to stay on track. There's also a VA starter kit. There is a LinkedIn 101 so you can find clients fast. And there's a vision boarding workshop. There's so much in here. There's also a free link in bio page. All right. And it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. All right. And you can put it right in your Instagram bio where it says link in bio. All you do is you go in there and you just add your information and it's done. And then you put your link in your Instagram bio and you'll have people coming to your page. Okay. So very cool. I'm very, very, very excited about this. And again, we're going to be talking about, specific things on how to really get yourself set up as a virtual assistant and do it fast. Okay. You know what? We're looking at, this is going to be held the end of July. The summer is going to be almost over. Right. And this is going to be especially useful for those high school graduates, maybe the college students or maybe the high school graduates who don't want to go to college. Right. This is such a great, viable and doable career that, oh my gosh, like if I could start all over again and go back when I was, a teenager and this would have been an amazing opportunity, and it is an amazing opportunity. So if you know anyone who is looking to, they want to, they're looking for time freedom, financial freedom, right? You can give yourself raises. Or just something, maybe it's just creatives who are looking for something, a side hustle, right? This is going to be great because this is going to start from the very basics, just right down to discovering a niche, discovering your skills, right? Skill assessments, and then all the way up to building your toolkit, mastering your pricing, figuring out how to do your client onboarding, all of that, and launching your VA business, right? Which is going to have a mini marketing plan. All right. And we're going to set some actionable goals at the end to land our first clients. Right. And this is going to set the stage for long-term success. So I'm very, very excited about this upcoming challenge. Challenges are a lot of work behind the scenes to put together. Like I ask Raga and Ann, right? Give me your comments in here, Raga and Ann. It's a lot of work to put these together. And we offer these for free because we want to help these VAs to get started. Okay. And this is such a great way to get started. And honestly, it's only about an hour a day. It's going to be at noon Eastern time. All right. So it's like a lunch and learn type thing. So you can take your lunch, eat your lunch, watch it at the same time. And also there are going to be replays. Okay. So if you can't make it to the lives, don't worry about it. There's going to be replays. They're going to be posted actually right here in the collective. And the challenge is actually going to be taking place here in the collective. Okay. So, you're going to be seeing some things flying through the feed. You're going to be seeing some events. You're going to be invited to the events. You'll have all the links to join. There's going to be a workbook. And I'm telling you, it's just, there's also going to be some giveaways and some prizes. And I'm so excited about that. There's going to be a lot of incentives. We want to entice people to come on and join this. Okay. Because it really is such a doable career. It really is. And, it's for those go-getters. It's for, it's for the naturally organized who know that they have the capability of doing it, right? And they don't want to go to work every single day in a cubicle. Okay. They want to skip the commute. They want more family time. They love being at home. So if that sounds like it's something for you, then I would totally encourage you to come and join us in the challenge. Again, it starts on July 29th. The link to the registration page is going to be dropped later on today. I think that's going to go on my personal wall, but I'll also put it here in the collective as well. I'm going to go over on my personal wall today, and I am going to make that announcement. But yeah, so that is what we have going on. So exciting. All right. So that is it for announcements. There are a lot of other exciting things going on here, but we have a lot of things that are going to be launched that really are going to impact, how VAs are working. So very exciting. We're working really, really hard behind the scenes here, putting in lots of work, blood, sweat, and tears, all with love. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And just remember that, just keep learning, keep growing, and keep soaring to new heights in your VA journey. Okay. So I will see you next time for more ways to transform your VA potential into success. All right. See you next time, guys. Bye.